Here we go. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Bourbon and Boxing. Of course, it's your two hosts with the most, and we got a special guest today. We got the Cowboy, we got
Spade,
Marcus.
we got Ohio Runs Boxing's
Ohio Run Boxing, man. His name ain't Marcus. That's Big Ohio, man.
We can speak up.
Big Ohio, man.
Yes, sir.
So we got a guy on the show today. Of course, Jake Paul is from Ohio, and Marcus likes to back Jake Paul. He's a fan of him. I see on his page.
Oh yeah.
Ohio. And you got Alicia Bumgarner on there. So what better guest to have today than Ohio Runs Boxing? Got two Ohio people on there today. So and of course we're all Ohio boys here. So you know what I mean. So that works out. Kentucky/Ohio for me. I'm both sides of the river. But represent both sides.
Shout out to the 513.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, appreciate it. You already know.
But look, guys, man, we got a lot to talk about today, man. Not a whole lot, but we got some main topics that could lead into some good conversation. Of course, I've got the Jake Paul fight on live now, as you guys do as well. I don't normally tune into the Jake Paul fights, to be real with you guys. I usually watch the undercards because he's got some good boxers on there. He actually usually has a really good women's fight all the time, represents the women really well. So I watch those undercards, and usually when his fight comes on, I'm not going to lie, I usually just tune out, go on, I don't want to watch this. But today he's actually fighting Anthony Joshua, so I'm going to tune in for that because it's a real fight with a real heavyweight. I mean, the size might be more than he could chew, to be real. But the main news today, man, all week, really, of course, was, Terrence Crawford decided to hang up the gloves this week, man. He said it's over with. He has nothing to prove, really. And I'll be honest, I don't see much that he has to prove. I mean, what else can he accomplish? 3-weight division unified champion, 5-division champion or something like that, is it? Mm-hmm. What he's done in the sport is unreal. My guy Spade, I think, is the first one that hit me to Terrence Crawford coming in, and I'm like, he's like, oh, check out Terrence. He was a big fan, always a big fan of Terrence Crawford. So, Spade, tell us what you think about Crawford's retirement. Is it a bittersweet thing for you? Are you like, man, like you want to see him one time? Of course, we always want to see him because we see what he has. But tell me what you think, man.
But you know how I always felt too. Like even when you was like, he don't fight enough. I'm like. Like he was getting older, he up there, but when he don't fight, I mean, it looked like he been fighting. Like he don't have no ring rust. Dude, ring rust is like out of dude category. Like I don't even like when boxers say ring rust because if you truly dedicated to that, what you supposed to be doing, you shouldn't have no ring rust at all in boxing. I feel like that's just my opinion, but. Speaking of my boy, man, I'm happy for my boy, man. I don't feel like it really was no competition out there, nobody else for him to really fight. And if he was going to fight somebody else, if he wanted to shock me, he could have went for Benavidez. I mean, or Usyk if he wanted to shock me. You know what I'm saying? If he want, it's like it's like they be saying Boots, but it's like Boots ain't really like we like 32, 30. 35, 32, something like that. Like, I can't name, like, a person. So it's like, it's really no need for him to even stick around for him. Like, I'm just no disrespect to Boots. I like Boots. He got talent, but I'm being for real. Like, when somebody least fighting, especially, like, Black American fighters, when they fight, like, 30 guys, they at least got somebody on their resume that you like, yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like Mexicans, you probably don't know because they be over there fighting in Africa, different people in that nature. You know what I'm saying? But when you got like 30 fights here and you from America, it's like somebody they beat up at least. I feel like we don't really know nobody he beat up. Like I really don't. You know what I'm saying? But
so
I'm gonna jump back to Terrence though. But I'm happy for my boy. I don't feel like it wasn't nothing left for him nobody really to fight like. Boxing is kind of slow. It's like it's growing with the young guys now. You know what I'm saying? His class is like out of there. Like there's nobody left in his class to fight. So I feel like his class is over with. Like y'all want me to stick around for these young young boys, so they probably can give me competition when I'm getting older. And nah, I'm cool. Like, and the money ain't gonna match what I'm looking for. I just knocked the face of boxing off. Like, who else is it for me to fight?
Right, right.
Yeah. Yeah, Marcus, go ahead. What are your thoughts on Crawford retiring as well, man? What do you think?
I think timing is everything. I don't know if he's going to stay retired. You know, these fighters, it's hard to walk away.
Yeah.
Uh, I hope he stays away because of how it ended. And what I mean by that, I think the fire and desire went out when Janibek tested dirty.
Yeah.
That
Yep.
was one of the things that played a big part of his, consistent Janibek playing, dirty, and then Suleiman with the WBC saying that he needed to
Yeah.
apologize. I think those were two major factors where he just sat back, and this is why I think he's a real smart boxer too. Because when you have a fallout with a sanctioning body like Maurice Suleiman, who's the head of the sanctioning bodies, you might as well say, it's not good to fight knowing that those judges might be paid by those sanctioning bodies. And they might be out to get you. Now, some people might say, nah, man, you overthinking it, Marcus. No, I don't trust them. And if I'm having a fallout, and I'm speaking the truth of how I feel about sanctioning fees, exposing certain things, sometimes they have it out for you. You know what I mean? So I think it was smart for him to get away from all of it. You know, he can say anything he want now and don't have to feel bad about it because he don't have to be worrying about the judges, or anything like that coming back to boxing. Now, things change over the years and fade. People forget and then they be wanting them back. It depends. I think it would be intriguing for the next couple of years if whoever at 160 I wouldn't go to 154. I just, if you at 168, you fought that. There's no need to cut that much weight to go back down. There's nothing at 154 for me to be like, that's worth the fight. So I think 160 is still the same. It's open. If it's somebody down there with 3 or 4 belts or undisputed, he can come back and fight for undisputed. Don't be surprised to see Terrence Crawford come back a year and a half.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. I feel like he has such a love for the sport. Is he going? He might be retired now, but is he going to be able to stay away? Because he's going to be in the gym. He's always going to be training. He's always going to be ready. So I don't know if this is the last that we see of him, but I agree 100% with the Janibek thing. Then there goes kind of out the window. He would have destroyed
Janibek
last week. Lara.
Yeah.
I think he
Laura would have had 3 belts.
Versus older guy. I think he destroys him. Carlos Adames, I think, would be a really good fight for him. I'm not going to lie. I like Adames a lot. He's a tough dude. Come forward, strengthy type fighter. That would have been a good fight. But once Janibek is now out of the picture, there's really nothing that – what are you unifying at 154? It's not a great division as it is right now. So why even go bother with it? The Canelo rematch, like you said, once you already piss the WBC off, you go to a decision, and that fight with Canelo in a second fight, they're going to go with Canelo all fucking day.
Yeah.
Because WBC is already, like you said, they got their minds made up. Okay, fuck us. Well, okay, well, fuck you too. We got you. You know what I mean? Like, we'll show you who runs this sport. You know what I mean? Like, how we're going to control shit. How they always have. We've seen so much bad judging over our lifetime in this sport. And we know who runs those judges. And it's not like a selected, unanimous, like, blind decision on who judges are. They're usually, promoters know them, and you shouldn't. You know what I mean? And then the WBC, and they're friends with all these people. So, I think once he made that choice, it was kind of, all right, he's got something else planned. He don't obviously want to come back to the sport. But, he already did what he did. Now, let's get to where we think he is in the history of boxing. Because one thing I want to say about Terrence Crawford that absolutely blew me away, every big fight he had, he made it look easy. And that was the one of the greatest things I've seen him do. And I always called him the Venus flytrap. He sucks them in. He makes them do what he wants them to do. Controls a fight from every round. I mean, absolutely destroyed a guy like Spence, who everybody had on the pedestal. and I mean, made it look too easy. He made that Crawford fight look easy. So where would you have to put him in history? Spade, let's start with you. Where would you put Crawford in the history of boxing? Is he in your top 10, top 20, top 5? Is he an all-time great?
I'm gonna be truthful, bro. There's no lie. He too. He too, bro.
Okay. Who
He
you got?
too.
You got
Be
Floyd in
have
front of him?
Floyd first. He second. I ain't gonna. And it's like my upbringing, my era, where I'm really like, yeah, that's the guy. There was the guy around my time. We same kind of age bracket, so you know what I'm saying. He a few years older than me, so it's like in my era in that time. Even though Floyd was my era, but he was also an era in front of me. And you
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
But
Floyd, yeah.
like my time, I'm gonna say he too, man. But
Okay.
Floyd,
All right, you got him high
Floyd
up
for
there
sure.
too. I mean, that's a
Yeah,
man on
too.
that. And it's hard to argue that he ain't one of the top 2, top 5
Yeah,
easily.
he
Marcus, where
too.
you got him all time? If you had to place him, we know he's going to make the Hall of Fame and all that. Where would
Yeah.
you put him at?
Yeah, no, he definitely. I think he's a top 5 guy. If you talking about all time, I had this conversation with a couple of my guys, man, all the time, and I said I don't like putting them over fighters that I didn't watch.
Yeah.
I got a lot of respect for Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson. Those guys fought longer rounds. They fought more times. It's a different era to try to
Yeah,
put somebody in our era over them. I think
Yeah.
in
yeah,
this decade with Floyd, like you were just saying, Spade, with Floyd and
yeah,
Terrence, those are who I see. That's who I
yeah,
watch. So I'm going to be a little biased when it comes to my era watching the boxing and what we see.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
So yeah, I think I would rank him the same way where I would have Floyd and Terrence Crawford. Overall, I'm gonna always have Sugar Ray Robinson up there in the top without Ali. Those guys are just, you cannot, the resume. Ali, for example, he fought Hall of Famers from
yeah,
Ernie
Yeah. Ken
Davis,
Norton Jr. and
Ken
Frazier
Norton,
and
Foreman. I
George
mean,
Foreman.
that
And,
resume is strong. And yes, he has
yeah.
some losses, but it's just that era that he fought in, you just hard to even emulate in these new eras. So, but Terrence Crawford, like you were saying, Terrence Crawford did what he did against Earl Spence. I get it. I hated that the excuse was that, oh, he had
yeah,
a car accident. I know all that. And then Canelo is a smaller 168 that moved up. He wasn't a natural 168 pounder. I get that. But he also tested positive. So,
yeah.
right.
People
So you got
forget that.
certain
People
guys
forget that, bro.
that will try to
Yeah.
use those type of things to deflect and downplay his accomplishments. No, I think Terrence Crawford was just a real one. He did not club. He was a gym rat. A true example of a fighter that we want to emulate and our kids to watch and be like. That's one of the things that I appreciated about Terrence Crawford. I personally drove 9 hours to go see him fight Hank Lundy in New York. That was the first time I ever went to New York.
Okay, yeah.
The first time ever. That was 2014, 2013. That was the first time. So he got me to drive all the way out there to see that fight, man. So he was a special fighter. I knew what he was. So the only time I went against him was my Ohio guy, Sean Porter. And we were, to be honest, to look at his resume, Sean was probably the only one that was leading in the 10th round against him.
For sure, yeah.
That was actually competing.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah.
he turned
turned
Super Saiyan
up.
4
Yeah,
in
he
round
turned up.
11.
Yeah.
And the rest was history. So,
Yeah.
but I would definitely have him at number 2, man. I definitely have him.
I think where you pointed out his demeanor out of the ring, a lot of people don't take that into effect because we see boxers, man. Boxers can be wild, man. They can be in the ring as crazy as they are in the ring. When Mike Tyson, for example, dude was like he was as mean in the ring as he was out of the ring. Terrence always knows how to separate that. Killer in the ring, great guy outside of the ring who like you said, your kids will look up to. He's a great role model for the young guys that are in his gym, like Shakur and Davis and all these guys that he's taken under his wing. We got a guy on here commenting, Yami. Big ups, man. Thank you for commenting, buddy. Appreciate you, man. Big ups to the panel. Okay.
He's from Cincinnati. That's my guy.
He knows Marcus. So hollering out Marcus. I appreciate you, man, tuning into the show. But for me, I got to put him easily as a top 2, top 3 guy. Like you said, Marcus, it's hard. Like we're talking about if we had to split up eras, because it's hard to put him over Ali or put him over Sugar Ray Robinson or Marciano or these guys that we know went 15 rounds. And like what was Sugar Robinson, like 119 fights or some shit like that?
No, 200.
To think that somebody fought that many times.
Yes.
And, but
see, but them type of guys, I look at them like pioneers. Like, I don't want to disrespect them, like, because I've never seen them, like, actually, and I'm not gonna lie, I never went back to, like, watch a Ali fight or a Sugar Ray Robinson. I done seen highlights of like certain fighters and stuff like that. Like the farthest I can really go back is like Roy Jones, Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis. This one heavyweight. When heavyweight was like, I always been watching Floyd, because Floyd always had like that baby face since he came in. So it was like, how old is dude? Like he looked young, not knowing Floyd was older as he was. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he always caught my attention. Roy Jones was my boy, but when that was the first loss I told you before that ever hurt my heart, seeing Roy get beat by Antonio Tarver. So I don't like to disrespect them guys, but I just be like, I don't know. I don't try to erase history either, but I
get exactly what
I can't. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a little older than you are, Spade. So my first heartbreak was Tyson losing to Buster Douglas. That was my first true heartbreak. Like, oh my God. Like, how did this happen? Like, I couldn't comprehend it. I was a little kid and just walking around in a daze like, how? What happened? That was my first heartbreak. But I have, I named my son Cassius. So, of course, I went back and I've watched every Ali fight you could possibly find, and big fan of his. So I have gone back and watched his fights. Watched a little bit of Marciano, some of his fights and stuff like that. And just, those guys are just tough as nails, man. Honestly, 15 rounds, and it would be brutal fights. Like, I don't know how these guys, the way they fought back then, how they fought 50, 60, 70, 80 fights. Like,
less cotton in their gloves. It was
it was some brutal stuff back then. But that doesn't take away from what these guys are doing today and what we see, because the sport's evolved. Like any sport, it's evolved, man. It's evolved into a place now that these guys have the ability to take care of their bodies way better. They've got the machinery and stuff like that to be able to take care of themselves. And the competition level, of course, like our guy here is saying, the competition level may be there. There are gaps in the competition level. Like we say, there are levels to this game, and we watch guys like Crawford. He's like the definition when they say there's levels to this. And then you watch him go in there against an all-time great and Canelo and just make it look too
easy.
Too easy.
I say that with the criteria of all the sports, like you just said, the basketball, when we had this LeBron James and Michael Jordan debate, I was like, their heirs is different, man. Jordan and LeBron is definitely one of the GOATs, man. You got to give it to him. Look how long he's been playing. But then you go back to Jordan's era. A lot of those guys, when I was coming up, this is just where I'm basing it on. When I was coming up, I knew when I seen the Charlotte Hornets jersey in the store, it would be Alonzo Mourning, Larry Johnson,
Mosey Bowles, little KJ.
Mosey Bowles. When it be the Knicks jersey, Patrick Ewing, John Starks, Charles Oakley. What I mean by that, they never left the team. They was built chemistry with those guys. Most of those guys got drafted on those teams, stayed on those teams for a long period of time, and you had great chemistry with those teams. That's why those teams Jordan played against were so good. And it's kind of hard because the rules change. Now you can barely touch them. And all that. So that's why when you look at statistics, even in the NFL, can't hit nobody. You get the quarterback, get more passing yards because you can barely touch them. It's hard to compare those guys to these guys when the rules change. You know?
You see the NBA today, just look at the scores. It's like 135 to 125, and you're like, good Lord, what the fuck? Like, it's not an overtime game either. That was a 4-quarter game. And you're like, boxing the same way.
Boxing the same way. Boxing had 3 knockdowns. You were over. Look how many guys get knocked out multiple times now and can get up and still win the fight.
Yeah, and then winning the fight. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's jump over, man. I'm going to jump off the Crawford topic, and I want to go over to the
fight. Hold on. You ain't say where you placed Crawford at.
Man, I told you I got him in my top 3, man. I got him in my top 3. Ali is my all-time favorite, so I'm always going to have Muhammad Ali is my number 1 guy all time. I got to put Floyd up there. I didn't watch much of Floyd. I watched him, but I wasn't really a fan of Floyd.
Gotcha.
Money May, or not Money May, but
Pretty
Boy May. I was a fan of him. I wasn't a fan of Money May. He was a different guy. He fought differently, all that, but. So I got to give him respect. You're 50-0. Got to put him as number 2, and then of course I got to have Crawford as number 3. So yeah, I got him as number 3. Spade caught me trying to slide out of that. That's why that's that's what he does. He catches me. No. But last week we had a fight. That was kind of, people looked at it as controversial, man. I thought it was a hell of a fight. Roach versus Cruz. It came down to a draw, and I thought, man, this fight was definitely a 50-50 fight going into the last 2 rounds. 11th and 12th round is how I saw it. I thought, man, if Roach kind of took over in the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th and 10th round, right? And I'm like, man, if he gets 11th and 12th round, there's no he wins this fight. If he continues to do what he's doing, he should take it. But then he let Cruz kind of take that 11th round, and I didn't think he did enough in the 12th round to convince me that he took the 12th round. So I kind of had it as Pitbull Cruz winning that fight 7-5 because I had him taking all those the first 5 rounds really with the aggression, and it might have been more of Roach trying to figure him out, calculate how to stop him coming forward. I didn't like the ref's point on Cruz. I did not like that. I thought that was kind of a, but I know he did warning at the same time to stop doing, leading in with his head and all that kind of stuff. But that's who Cruz is. You're taking away his ability once you do that, and you're going to make him fight. And I think that's kind of what changed up the fight in the later rounds too, is that Pitbull actually had to box more, and not saying he can't, but he's more of a bruiser, come forward type Mike Tyson, type style fighter. So I thought that really took away from him a little bit. But I did have Cruz winning the fight. What did you guys think, man? Let's start with you, Marcus. What did you think on that fight against Cruz and Roach? Was it a draw? Was it controversial to you, or was this, not a bad decision by the judge?
I think the draw was fair, but if I had Cruz edging it, I did have Cruz winning that fight. I said either Cruz or draw. That's the least I can do. I think Lamont was the better fighter. I think he showed that he could be the better fighter if he stuck to the game plan. But that's a true example of a guy sometimes getting tricked into a fight he normally doesn't fight. He doesn't have a high KO ratio. So why are you in the pocket throwing these punches back and forth? Charles Conwell went through the same thing. Shout out to my Cleveland guy. When he fought a durable 4-loss guy that he was supposed to just beat. But if you hitting this guy with everything you got and he's throwing punches back, guess what? It's going to be a tight fight. It's going to be 115, 113 for him, or 115, 113 for you. So you got to be able to separate yourself. And I think Lamont was doing that. Me and you we both looked at the fight the same. I gave it like the first 5 to Pitbull, and probably a swing round. Somebody said they feel like Roach got it. I wouldn't be upset with that either. But Roach started picking up, and what he started failing in my opinion, was he would be winning, looking good, and then that last minute he get hit with big shots. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. And it's like, what you want me to do now? And then he started, so that's one of the toughest things. But yeah, I had Pitbull winning that. I do hope they do run it back, to have that fight back. But Roach can make that fight a lot easier. I'm picking Roach in the next if they do fight again. He just can't fight Pitbull's fight.
Nah, and in the early rounds, it's really going to be hard to stop a guy like Pitbull in the early rounds like that. I think, in my opinion, I'll let Spade get to what he thought about the fight before I jump in and tell you what I think Roach should really do next. But go ahead, Spade. What did you think about that fight?
I feel how y'all feel. I feel like Pitbull really won. Like, I was texting you, like, I'm like, But we both was thinking like draw, but I'm like,
Yeah.
well, what type of fight was Rose fighting? Like you fighting like you. His mindset was already messed up before they fought. Talking about I'm gonna stay in the pocket with him, and bro, that's what he wants you to do.
Yeah.
You don't got that much reach over him. Y'all about the same size,
Yeah.
and I just felt like that staying in the pocket with Tank went over it until his head like. Yeah, I'm saying like, oh yeah, I can stay in the pocket with anybody. So it was like, yeah, like I don't know. But when you seen him start boxing, it was like that's what you supposed to be doing, brother. You always supposed to separate yourself. If you can separate yourself in boxing, where you got different styles, you never fight the same style that man only got one
Yeah.
style, man. Like you putting yourself on the same level as him when you can separate yourself because you got so many different styles to fight. And I feel like
Yeah.
that Tank shit went over his head. Like he seen how Tank. I think he's seen like, well, Tank boxed him to win. I'm gonna show y'all I can stay in the pocket with him and still win. I can stay here in this pocket and beat him, which
Like,
what
so
Tank
you
didn't
think
do.
he was almost wanting a one-up Tank? Like, okay, I'm gonna show
Yeah,
you.
he been
Oh,
doing
I
he
can
been
beat
ever
you.
since that fight, man. Lamont Roach been on. He done been on 1,000 podcasts. Like, bruh, it's
Time to get
over
him on
with,
here.
bruh.
Come on.
I fuck with him, but I don't even want him on here because I'm tired of hearing it. Like,
Yeah.
I be tired of hearing it. Like, bruh, that shit over with. Now you got to go get this money, bruh, and
Yeah.
don't let that shit stick to your game plan, your fighting style, and being your brain, like how he fought him and all that shit. And styles makes fights,
Now,
bro. You got
boys,
go ahead,
wait, hold on. I just wanted to cut you off for a second.
go ahead.
Now, you said you called him and y'all both was looking at the fight the same way. I think we all three of us can agree with the fight. Now,
Yeah.
here's
Yeah.
the thing. Did y'all catch?
Yeah.
Did y'all cringe and was shaking your head when you was hearing the commentary? Because they was off to me.
They were horrible, man.
They terrible, bro. They be terrible.
Teddy Atlas taught me a long time ago to just turn off the fucking commentary because you're going to hear the most biased shit. They're rooting for whoever their company tells them
Yes.
for. And Teddy always said, turn off the commentary, put it on mute, and just watch the fight. And you'll see a fucking completely different fight than what they're commentating. The announcers, I learned to just tune them out.
You always and I got that from you though. I got that from you when you said it was a fight a minute ago. You said you had to go back and you turned it off and I can't really remember, but you said it on one of the shows. And to me, like I like it, even though they talk bullshit. I be like, they ain't saying some bullshit. But I think that's just part of the entertainment. Like, and then but it be bullshit though. But
Yeah.
on my side, it's like, damn, it's kind of hard to. It's not hard to turn it off. Like, if they pissing me off, I'll turn that shit down. Like, yeah, especially if I'm biased and I like the fighter, and it's like they trying to throw the fight to this other fighter. I'll be like, yeah, y'all on some bullshit. But it's just, I feel like it's an entertainment thing. But they do be serious, talking seriously bullshit.
Yeah.
And I was just listening to Andre Ward, and he was talking about interviewing Timothy Bradley. He was talking about how he thought like, and he said they interviewed him. He is like, yeah, tell me to get that belt back. And then he said he had to go home and turn the fight down and just watch it because he said he was there, and the crowd and shit, and people be swinging and be missing. Like, I don't think you really can judge a fight by side to side. I really think you gotta watch this shit on a TV. I said that before.
Yeah.
I said these judges need TV screens where they watching every angle of these fights instead of being on corners of the fight because you missing shit and all the time shit ain't landed. And I feel like we can see this on TV better than they can see it being at the fight close range. Like literally, like you know what I'm saying? But
you have the technology now to where you can run a camera right over the top of that fucking ring all day.
Oh yeah, damn!
Judges that get that right in front of them and really see.
Damn!
There was last week in that.
That's a good idea, bro. Because they do that in the NFL. Like,
yeah, exactly like the NFL. They run that line across and that camera moves around like a droid or like one of them, like and whatever they are, them flying motherfucking things.
Yeah, because technology is so high now that they still doing shit in the 40s and Man, if y'all don't get this technology up in boxing where you can really like
Yeah,
see
it's a
this
wild,
shit,
wild west, man. It's a wild, wild west. It really is. It's stuck in its ways. It doesn't want to move forward as a sport. Sometimes I think TKO. I think is that Dana White's organization. They're trying to move it in a different direction, but a bad direction. They're trying to move it in the UFC direction. We already know that's an issue for a lot of the fighters there who don't get paid, and these guys don't get enough like go through too much getting robbed by their promoters or managers and every fucking body else around them with their hand out before they get a paycheck. You know what I mean? So we don't need somebody like I don't think Dana White's good for the sport, but I understand trying to move the sport in a different direction, maybe having leagues, something like that. I don't know, but and I don't know. I think there's so much corruption and so many of these hands in the the pot that it's going to be hard to really move it forward and get it out of this. Judges, like I said, the judge in the Roach fight, I don't know who he was, but he was up on the canvas watching that fight. And I'm like, this dude got to get all the way on the canvas to watch this fight. Like he should be in view of that fight to begin with. He shouldn't have to get that close, or he should have, like we talked about, a TV, something in front of him.
they need a judge booth,
But
a
you know
booth
what?
for judges.
Another thing too, and I said this on my platform. I said one thing I don't like is that when not only the judges, but when it comes to the copy box numbers, people run to these copy box numbers like it's gonna save them.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude, he hit him with the more punches, and I'm saying to myself, that's not the fight I was watching. I don't know.
How's it accurate? How is it literally accurate though? Like I never I don't know. You got somebody over there like this, bro. Like
it's just the same as the commentators. You know,
bro.
It's just the same. I said I know what I'm looking at. I've been watching boxing for years. I know what I'm looking at, and you can't tell me that this guy just landed 37 punches in his round. You just can't tell me that.
Yeah, and dude ain't got a knot, a red mark, nothing on him, and you're like, he landed 35. Like,
he landed 89 power shots. Like, bro, he ain't even throw, bro. You know, bro, you gotta preserve them power shots. You can't just be in there throwing 89 power. Like, come on, man, make it make sense, man.
Yeah.
That shit. You know what I think that come with? I think that come with that gambling shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that shit is for the gap, like, you know, because that be part of when you placing a bet. Like, okay, he gonna land 30-some percent of power, like that type shit. So it's like, I don't know, man. Like that shit weird.
You might have a point there. It might be more of a influence because I don't look when guys trying to debate the pit bull and Roach to me. They said, well, he hit him more times. It's not amateur, bro. It's not amateur. It's not amateur. Even if you thought he landed the most, he could have landed 70 punches in one round and then 20 in the next round. But yet, Pitbull could have hit him with the harder shots. You know, so it's like it's not always about him hitting the most. You know, so I just don't like the copy, but I never use that to try to defend my case. I
don't even look at that. I don't even look at that.
Marcus, use your eyes, and that I had somebody on social media say, "Man, you need to go back and rewatch that fight."
Use your eyes and shut your ears.
I watched it. I watched it with my own two eyes, and I watched every round. And, you know, when I watch my fights, I'm there, you know, just boom, into it, especially the big fights, watching every little thing. And, you know, I mean, taking it. And there have been a few fights that I'm like, man, maybe I need to go back and check this fight out again. And there has been a time or two where I went back and been like, damn, okay, I saw that fight differently the second time. But, with a fight like this. So, in my opinion, though, where does Roach go from here? Should he go back down to 130? There's shitloads of competition at 130 with Foster, Navarrete, who's going to be fighting, I think, Nunez. He'll be fighting him. But, I mean, you got some good talent at 130, and you got a lot of young talent at 135 that he can make a good fight with at 135, too.
See,
I don't think he can stay at 140, in my opinion. I don't think a rematch with Pitbull should be his next fight. What do y'all think he should do?
I don't like him going up and down in weight, to be honest. I was like, he got to find a home somewhere because I think he dropped the belt at 130, which tells me he's not going back to 130. I believe he dropped that. So it's 135 or 140, wherever he feels comfortable. If he feel like he can shed off those 5 pounds and fight at 135, that's cool. You know, that would be great. You know, so there's a lot of fights that's there too at 135 and 140. You still got Hitchens. You still got. There's a lot of names.
Man, there's a lot of lanes at 140.
Who was the guy that fought on the prelims? I was shocked that he was on the prelims, and I was like, damn. Oh yeah.
Frank Martin.
Yeah, Martin. He looked pretty good at 149. Of course, the competition wasn't the best, and coming back off a loss, I was like, why is this dude on the prelims? What the fuck? Like, it shocked me that he was on there. But maybe that would be a good fight, both of them at 140, because they're both kind of coming up to 140, new at 140. That'd be a great fight. I think those two match up pretty well.
That'd be, I'd love to see that. I just don't like unfinished business on the table, though. I feel like if you got a draw, you got to go handle that business. You got to go.
Fight off his back foot and counter him.
No, I mean
that fight, but I don't know. If we go back to a pit bull fight.
I mean, we don't know. We don't know how. Hopefully, he come in with a different game plan because I hope he's smarter than that. I feel like he's a smart fighter, but he wasn't a smart fighter that night, or he just was letting the fans and the people get to him. But I'm just saying, like, I don't like unfinished business on the table, bro. Like, I hate when football go in ties. Like,
that's the dumbest shit in the world. With ties.
Like, I like finished business, man. I like to see. Now, if it's just like wow, he kicked his ass, like he really kicked his ass, and it's a draw, then it's like, you ain't really got it. We know you beat his ass.
What do y'all think about? I don't know if it was Turkey Al-Sheikh or who it was. Somebody mentioned that boxing should have a overtime 13th round to determine anytime there's a draw, one more round, and that determines a fight. Do you think they should get rid of draws? Because what does a draw do? It doesn't help a guy. It doesn't hurt him, but it doesn't help unless it helps you if you're not the guy who was supposed to win. Right? If you're the guy who was like, oh man, we didn't think this dude was even going to be in the fight, and then he gets drawn. It helps that guy. Never helps the main guy. It
helped Lamont Roach.
Do it all. You know.
I don't know. I think the draw is a safe round. I think the extra round. Because if we go 13 rounds, then they're gonna be back to 15. You know. You know, it's like I think the draw is fair. There are certain fights that we look at and be like, man, I seen 6 here. I seen 6 here. That helps them get more money. That means that we want to see it again, especially I don't think I want to ruin that. I think there are certain fights that we can look at and be like, man, that could have went either way. You know what I mean? And that's fair.
I know Spade is like, hey, you got to run that fight back, Cruz versus Roach. That should be his next. So I'm taking it. You're the same way, Marcus. No. You're leaning towards Roach. No,
no. I think sometimes you can go get another fight somewhere else. Then y'all can come back to it. Sometimes
you got come back around.
Come back around. If y'all build it up again, maybe you want to fight it too. I don't know if that's the fight where I sit there and watch and say, "Oh, run it back." I'm over here like, Martin can fight Pitbull. Lamar can go somewhere else for a second. Mix it up a little bit and then come back. I don't. I get what he's saying though, from a fighter set with Spade.
No. Not to cut y'all off. I wasn't saying like right back, but I'm just saying like get that back. Like don't let us let it linger on the. You know what I mean? Like you can go fight Frank. You can go ahead and fight somebody else.
I get what you're saying, but is you speaking from a standpoint? Correct me if I'm wrong. If you're speaking from a standpoint of Tank Davis, I felt like Tank Davis needed to get that back from Roach because he brought Roach up.
Yeah.
And, Tank should have. Now that shit should have been right back.
That's my point.
I think in that type of situation,
that situation right there, that shit should have been right back. That's the situation where you be like, see, now that you put it that way, it's the situation. It's the situation.
I'm with you.
It's the situation. Well, when it's like, he could have won. Y'all could go somewhere else. Now, when it's a controversial Dro,
Yeah, controversial.
y'all got to get that right back, man. Y'all got to get that as soon as possible.
Now,
Like,
not
yeah,
trying to cut you
yeah.
off, but Marcus, you talked about the announcers. What about the fucking ring announcer who went straight to Roach and said, "Oh, this controversial decision," and was trying to sell it that it was controversial? I thought that was kind of fucked up. And by
I
the
didn't
way,
see that.
yeah, at the end of the fight, he interviews Roach, and he's like, "Man, it's another controversial decision for you, Roach. What are your thoughts?" And he's like, "I thought I won the fight, blah blah blah." And he said, "I don't know what I got to do to get a win, or get
Oh,
these
he was
judges
more
to
like
side."
setting it up. I get what you're saying. I
Yeah,
didn't
like
look
he
at
was
it.
almost trying to sell that this was
Instigating.
controversial. And
Instigating.
I was like we talked about Tank versus Roach. That was controversial because you had a point where we felt like Tank got knocked
To the
down.
knee. Yeah.
He took that knee and walked away, turned his back, walked away to his corner. I mean, you can't do that in the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? Like that's like I've never seen a fighter do that and get away with it. That was more controversial. The Roach fight versus Cruz fight, I didn't think was controversial, and I thought, hey, this is either a draw or I'm leaning towards Cruz. So yeah, talking about that. But yeah, where do we think that Gervonta Tank Davis? What's his next move, man? I mean, is he coming back to boxing? What's he gonna do, guys? Like,
I want to hear my boy.
I thought his going away present was the Jake Paul fight. To be honest,
that's what I said. That's what I said.
Once you go that route with Jake Paul, there's no need to go back to real competition. If I'm an advisor and I'm advising Tank to take a fight like that, and he's making great money to take a fight, why do we risk fighting real competition now after we didn't make 40 or 50 million fighting a Jake Paul? I think that will be going backwards. Plus, he don't want to be trolled. He don't want to lose. So the exhibition route will be the only route that he will stay in that lane if he continue to fight. So I feel like that was his cash out fight to go. Yeah. And from reading between the lines, him and Al Heyman, I think Al was on his way out the door where he's going to probably give PBC to somebody else too, or however that's going to be. But I don't think Al trusts anybody else around Tank. The trust, to lead Tank, and Tank don't either. But I thought that would have been the move. So to answer your question, I don't know. I don't know if he comes back and take a real serious fight, where a fight that we're gonna respect. I think I'm done with the fights where I just feel like it's 80-20 with Tank. He's too talented. Yeah. He's just too talented to be going into these fights where you just scratching your head like. So I think I would like, if he does come back at 135, can we get a Shakur? Can we get somebody, to that extent?
I mean, even Kid Austin. I mean,
even that. I mean, Kid Austin.
I take the Kid Austin, bro.
You know what?
Any of those guys,
but he'll cook to Kid Austin, but it would still be he'll cook that.
Kid Austin's dad, he thinks different. That guy,
listen. But I think still that would be a good fight to give him a young kid an opportunity. I have no problem with that. But yeah, so I don't know what they're gonna do, because the game plan, I think he was trying to get lead boxing this year. I really think his heart is not in it.
I'm right with you on that. I really thought if he got the Jake Paul fight. And I think, man, getting to the whole Jake Paul and Gervonta thing, I think Jake Paul jumped ship because AJ said, yeah, I'll take a fight with you. And I think that's why that fight with Tank went to the wayside, because then he tried to use the fact of his domestic abuse past. And I'm like, bro, you knew that going into the fight. Like, that's not anything hidden. That was his past. Like, that's what he's been going through for years. Like that. And now you want to come out, oh, well, I can't really support a guy who does that. You was supporting him until I think AJ called you, or his agent, whatever, and said, look, AJ wants to fight you because that's a fight he wanted before Tank.
Yeah, it was before Tank,
So I think that was all said. Like, that was a horseshit excuse by Jake. Like, I'm not going to take this fight. But also, I think, a lot of things, Gervonta wasn't going with that script. Like, he's like, nah, bro, I'm coming in to hurt you. I'm not going to set up here and be a clown for your show. I'm here to fight you. And I think that, put Jake Paul off a lot because some of the shit he was saying to Jake Paul in that open presser that they had.
And I'm looking at, to cut you off, I look at that a little differently. I don't think, because some people were saying that he was talking about the script, like, he you know, he said if something happened, I'm gonna F y'all up. I remember Tank saying that in the press conference, but I didn't take it as that. I took it as that's how they lured Tank in to get this fight with Jake Paul, because you got to remember he was locked in with Roach in the rematch. They had an undercard, they had a full card. So how do you convince somebody who's already locked in for his rematch to fight a Jake Paul? I believe PBC told him with the trying to get him this big bag. They was like, hey, we're going to use bigger gloves. You're not going to have a loss. This is going to be an exhibition. And when he got lured in, he started saying that, like, hey, you know, y'all saying that this is going to be this and this, and if it don't turn out the way I'm going to turn it out, I'm going to F y'all up. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. So I think that was part of them luring him in. I don't know, more of a script. I wouldn't say a script, but it's more like, y'all gonna have bigger gloves, you know, he might take it easy, or, you know, you gonna be the more superior boxer. You know, that's how you try to convince a guy who's 60 pounds lighter than a guy who's getting in the ring. You see what I'm saying? I believe PBC was putting him in the risk, but they knew he had the skill set to be okay, but you're still fighting a bigger man. So they're gonna make the gloves a little bit bigger. But I think Tank also was looking at, they was changing the rules little by little at the fight.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
You know, he was what was it? Jake's weight. He brought that up. He said, "Hold on, motherfucker. We agreed to like 195 or something like that. Like you can't get higher than 195 or 190 or something." And that was controversial during the press. He was like, "That's not what we agreed to." And I kept calling him out on shit. Like, "Hold on, that's not what my contract says." Shit like that. So. Yeah.
So and I think that was it, but it could that could be part of the script that people are talking about. Because I'm not a big conspiracy that everything Jake is doing is scripted. I don't think so at all. I think he's matchmaking very well. He's fighting older guys that can't throw a lot of punches because they want to make it to the end of the round, the end of the fight. Then, you know, trying to knock you out the first round or two. Tyson and Julio Cesar Chavez, they're older guys, so.
Chavez ain't been like that. That fight was just like everybody talking about. Oh, he's fighting a real fighter, and Chavez ain't been a real fighter since 2012, bro.
Right, and
that motherfucker ain't been
no
shit
heart,
since then.
no heart. He's always been known for not having no heart. But I will say this: he was getting the better of Jake at those end of those last 2 or 3 rounds because he was saving his gas tank. I do think Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. can beat a Jake Paul. A younger version. I do believe Mike Tyson would have knocked Jake Paul.
Well, you know, Tyson just looked like Tyson was there for that payday. You know, he 57 years. He was like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna get $20 million, walk out of this ring not touched, not scathed. The easiest $20 million he ever made in his entire life."
Absolutely.
But I don't know. What do you think, Spade? Where's Tank go from here? What's his next move? Is he going to continue in boxing? Or have we seen the last of Tank Davis at this point? When does he get back in the ring?
I really I don't know, bro. Like, because this shit passing him by, bro. Like, these fighters is making moves now. Like, at first it was Tank. Now motherfuckers is Tiafimo. This guy moving up. Then you got the younger guys. 135 is like, okay, since you acting like we need you, we gonna show you we don't need you, and we gonna make these moves ourselves. Some of these young guys like Shakur, Devin Haney, Keyshawn, they making boss moves. Like, they are literally making moves where they're becoming their own, like, you know what I mean, doing their own thing where, okay, like we with this promotion company, but we gonna stand on our 10 toes. We gonna show y'all what we want to do. Ain't nobody really chasing Tank no more, and I feel like that's their little scheme thing too. Some of them doing, like, we ain't even about to mention his name no more. We gonna let him die out.
Let him come for us.
Yeah, we gonna let him. We gonna let him die out. And when boxers ain't mentioning a boxer and you ain't on the scene, you can die out. Because then it's like, man, don't nobody want to see, but motherfuckers gonna always want to see Tank, but he need to get himself together. But he better come on if he gonna do it before it's too late, bro. It's always time pass you by, bro. Time waits on no man at all, bro.
Right.
And these guys is not waiting for these fights with Tank no more.
That's crazy.
They're not doing
that. because I said the way you described that, it's like, what was that, Freddie versus Jason, where Freddie had to get the kids to remember him so he can come back. I don't know if you remember Freddie versus Jason. They start to forget about you. You got to make them remember. You know what I mean? That can't happen.
Get that memory started back up. Oh shit, that's Tank Davis. I think he's got a lot to fucking still offer. He's not old.
Nah, he do.
He's right in his prime. Right now, he's in his prime. I think that Roach fight, I'll be 100% about the Roach fight. That was a distracted, not like he wasn't interested. Like, it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
He wasn't interested from the press conference, bro.
Like, to the ref the whole fight. He looking out to people in the crowd, talking to people in the crowd in the middle of the fight. Like, he was not. He wasn't
having fun. He wasn't having fun, bro. I seen the clip. And what's so crazy, y'all ain't gonna believe me. Y'all know I didn't even watch that fight. Still haven't watched the fight. Real talk. But I seen the clip when he told Calvin, like, was that fight? Was Calvin in his corner in that fight too?
No, Calvin wasn't in that fight, and I think that was a lot of his, because I don't know.
Y'all sure he wasn't in the corner?
But Calvin was not with
him. No, that was the first Morton fight. So, and he told Calvin, but it was one fight when he told Calvin, like, Calvin, you listen to me, nigga. I'm like, damn. Like, I don't care, man. Like, I feel like, man, as you get. That was the Frank Martin fight. I seen that clip, but I don't care, man. As a boxer, man, you gonna get older. You probably been with this coach since you was a kid. You gonna get older. You gonna start feeling yourself. But bro, you never disrespect your fucking coach. I don't care what type of term. It should always be a yes sir, no sir thing, bro. I don't give a fuck, bro. I just feel that way. Like, even any sport, bro. I feel like. Especially boxing, because that's them there. Like, their coach a lot of these coaches spend more time with these fighters than they daddies, bro. And they daddy could be with them and live in the house with them. All that, bro. It should never be no disrespect with your coach at all. Bro. I was salty at Shakur when him and his grandfather was going back and forth. Like, bro, I don't care what pedestal you on, how high you is. You could just be like, all right. Like, okay. Like I done seen Floyd. Floyd and his daddy got into it, but when Floyd was in that corner with his daddy and like, Floyd, you ain't listening to me. He's like, I am listening. I heard you. Like, da-da-da-da. And then he started zooming in. It wasn't no like, shut the fuck up or da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and he knew everything his daddy was saying, though. He was literally listening to his daddy. So it's like, it's a respect thing, bro. I ain't saying that you and your coach ain't gonna have words and battle it out, but when them cameras on and it's life or death, and this man across the ring from you trying to kill you, man, listen, bro, this the man that's trying to help you survive this shit. This the man that's
the worst when they're giving you the instructions.
I don't like that shit, bro.
And you watch
I don't like that shit, bro.
And don't do anything. And they're like, man, this motherfucker didn't listen to a word his coach just told him. His trainer just told him what he needed to do. And he go out there, and I saw so many fights like that where I'm like, what the fuck? This dude don't want to win it. Like, Jaime Munguia might be one of my favorite, that where I see them tell him what to do, and he just goes out there and does the same fucking thing. And it's like, bro, like, they gave you what you needed to do, and you went and fought the same fight. Like, you don't want to win. You don't want
urgency. No urgency. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's the weirdest thing. But getting to this fight right now, I'm watching Alicia Baumgartner. It's 6 rounds into 12, and her fight, she's on right now. Of course, Ohio runs boxing. We got girl on there. What do you think about Alicia Baumgartner right now? Where's her career headed to? What can she do in female boxing? I felt like her last couple fights, we saw a little bit of ring rust in her. And I expect this fight, she looks like she's in a tough fight right now. I've been kind of glancing back and forth towards it. She's in a decent little tough fight right here. Ooh, she just got hit with a nice little overhand, but took it well. But what do you think the level is for Alicia? She is an older fighter too. We do tend to forget that. She did start later in her life, I think it was. She's in her 30s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in her 30s.
I thought she'd been boxing since she was a youngin.
Oh
See,
no,
I think
she
she
did.
went away and came back when she was older or something like that.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
she
yeah.
Oh,
She,
okay.
no, yeah, she was boxing. She was, yeah, she had a little spurt, but yeah, she had a spurt when she left for a second, but it wasn't that long. I don't think so.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
she went
once she
there.
did, she go through like almost like a homeless spurt and all that other shit before she came back into boxing. Because when she first came back, the first time I saw her come back was against Terry Harper, and she laid her out like fucking
Oh
stone
yeah,
cold.
no. She didn't. She was on a layoff because she was trying. I think she was training, getting trainers like different trainers, but she lost.
Yeah.
That's when she was coming before she got with Tony Harrison and his dad because she came off a
Yeah.
loss. It was a loss when she took a
I
bad
don't
loss.
know why she left Tony, man.
No, yeah,
I don't know.
I thought they gelled well, man. I think to be honest,
Yeah.
I think it was romance that played a part.
Okay.
Romance, and because
Yeah.
anytime somebody leave their trainer and don't tell you why they left, they just in another.
Yeah.
There's got to be some
Yeah.
romance behind it, and not
Yeah.
only that, because I also this could be another reason. She might think there could have been some foul play on Tony Harrison and his team with the
Oh, with the steroid shit.
so
Yeah.
something in
Oh
that.
yeah.
So something could now. I'm not saying she's accusing them, but
Nah. Yeah.
they try to cover stuff up and just leave. She might not know where it came from. It might have been in her system, and she really was like, I don't know who to trust because this came back.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go
Damn.
I'm just gonna go with
Yeah. I ain't never think of that.
So that's
I ain't even put that into play. I ain't even.
Because, hey, I said it before she got popped. It was a Clarissa Shields fight. She was in the stands. I think I can't remember who Clarissa. It might have been Savannah Marshall, and she was in the stands and she flexed. And I was like, bro, she getting tested tomorrow.
Hey, nah. Hey, listen. It's so crazy because you was saying that. And I was telling you, like, bro, I think he posted a pic. I don't know who posted the picture, but somebody posted a picture. And she was, I'm like, and I was trying to tell you, like, bro, I don't know, bro. Her arms being looking that big, though, bro.
Yeah, I was like,
I remember
she's getting tested. You know how that works.
Her whole life, she's been like, but I will say this: watching her fight now and her last opponent under Derrick James, she's not boxing as like she used to. She used to be a little bit more slicker.
With Tony Harrison, she was slicker.
She was slicker. I think that Errol Spence with Derrick, she get this Errol Spence type of thing, and she fights.
I'm trying to tell y'all, Frank Martin said that. He said his slickness went away when he was fighting under Derrick James. He said he felt like he was just like he wasn't using his athleticism, and he was just like, yeah. He said that. He said that in the interview with what's my bald head boy that's with PBC.
Custer.
Yeah, he from ain't he from Ohio?
Yeah, from Columbus.
Yeah. He said that with that interview because he said that, bro.
I'm gonna go back and check that out.
Yeah, go check that out.
You said that because I feel like and
it's crazy that you just said that. Like, damn.
I think she looking at her hit the pads. Coach Prentice out of Cleveland. Shout out to him. He was Tiger's old coach, Prentice Brewer.
Oh, the light skin. Oh, bro, he ain't Tiger coach no more.
No.
You talking about the light skin bro that was like Canelo? The shit you be post, man. I love him, man. What?
That's my guy. So, but he was he pointed that. Oh, look like Alicia just dropped her.
Oh yeah, she did. Hit her with a nice overhand. Right, it looked like got her eyes all fucked up. This girl got two black eyes.
But she's fighting some big girls, man. She definitely fighting some big girls, man. And this.
What do you think her weight level is? What do you think she peaks at weight level wise?
This weight that she in now is like, what's she at? She's featherweight, right? I believe she's 130.
130, I think. Yeah, 130, I think.
I believe 130, 135. But these girls are bigger than her, man. These girls, every girl she's been in the ring with is huge. So I don't know. She can. I mean, Curling Du Bois, that chick. Woo-wee, that's gonna be some problems. Du Bois.
Who is it?
Du Bois, Caroline.
Oh yeah.
She's good, man. She's
what's her name? The little sister of Daniel the Bob.
I knew. Okay.
Yeah.
What about Fedora's sister?
I thought that's what you were about to say.
She's nice too. Fedora's
sister. They said she a problem.
What about a rematch? Alicia Baumgartner and Michaela Mayer. I thought that was a hell of. Well, I thought Alicia gave her a boxing lesson, but I feel like Michaela's kind of got her get back as far as like what she's been doing since that fight. She's been doing pretty good, even though she took a controversial loss that I thought she won that fight hands down. I can't remember who the girl was.
That's Top Rank's only female too, which is crazy. You know, they signed her. I don't know if Jake will start working with Michaela, but she needs to be in the mix too because they don't have a big stable of women fighters. You know, that's the reason why. The reason why Clarissa is fighting Cruz.
And that fight for me, that's just a waste of time. Like I don't know where Clarissa goes from here because there's nobody in her weight that's gonna give her a fight that is on her level, and she can't really go down in weight. I feel like she's at that point in her life where that weight is where it's at, and she can either go up, but I don't see her going down at all. She's as high as she can go, right?
I don't know.
Like that.
I feel like I don't know, man. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like women can go down in weight. I don't know. It might just be me, but I just feel like they can handle it better than a man. I don't know why. I just feel like that. I don't know. I might be tripping.
You might have a point. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like once women start to put on that weight, they don't normally go back down for boxing. Like that's what I said with like Michaela Maris, she went to 147. I don't know if I can see her come back. Like Alicia would either have to go up to beat her. I don't see Michaela coming back down in weight. She just with her size and her height and all that, I don't think she'd be able to cut that weight back down. I think
definitely when you get comfortable.
Weight.
Yeah.
So you might right. Definitely when they get comfortable. And if I don't think that's gonna be a fight, but I think that the Alicia and Caroline DuBois, that's gonna be something they're gonna push for on the Jake Paul's card, maybe on another big card. That's going to be exciting. So I like the build-ups too. You know, I like to see the rivals start to build up with some certain fighters, and we get the fight we want to see. So, but right now she looks good. She got a drop. She just got a knockdown in the last round, so she's pretty good.
She's doing her thing now. She's aggressive as fuck. She boxing her ears off. You can tell she's out there doing her thing right now. Kind of like
she's trying to carry the torch, man.
The old Alicia that we saw, a couple years ago, is where she kind of seems like she's starting to get back to that.
That's what I want to see because I don't want to see her being too cocky. I mean, she's living the life. Everybody loves her, you know. So
I got a couple questions for my boy, man.
All right, I was about to say, I want Marcus to really kind of. We want to get.
I got a couple.
Ask him what you want to ask him, and then I'm going to get. I want to ask him. You go ahead, Spade. Talk to our boy Marcus, man. Ohio runs.
I want to know who your top.
Now you know.
I want to know who your top Ohio fighters.
That was a question I had. Why are you stealing my
question? Right? Oh, for real? It could be now. Or it could be back then. It don't matter. Who
y'all gonna smile? Y'all gonna smile anyway because some of the best fighters come from y'all city.
Cincinnati.
I mean, Edward Charles,
Brian. Edward Charles got to be the number one.
Edward Charles, yes. Edward Charles be number one. Love reading up on him and going back watching a lot of his fights. Edward Charles is one. He's definitely up there in my top. And then you got Aaron Pryor.
Yeah, Aaron Pryor.
Aaron Pryor is right there, solid too. Then you come to my city. I like Kelly Pavlik. I'm from Youngstown, so I like Kelly Pavlik.
Y'all one of the biggest upsets in boxing history.
Yeah, Ray Boo Boo Mancini. You got man. It's a list of them, and I got a lot of them that I can just. But I haven't put them in order. And when I start, I'm coming out thinking about next year. I'm gonna be pushing. Probably later on, I want to push a magazine and bring back magazines.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So I think that'll be dope because you retrend. People go with retrending. You can retrend things. You know, I do a lot of good things when it comes to the statistics, rankings, especially my state, and people will really be looking forward to that to see certain things. And we was just talking about Sugar Ray Robinson. Yeah. He's had over 200 fights. He's lost 19 times and only been stopped one time in his career. And it was to Joe Maximo. Joe Maximo was from Cleveland, Ohio. That was the only guy who stopped Sugar Ray, which was kind of controversial because it was like about the heat. It was about they both fighting in a heat rave, you know. But those are
I remember seeing that on your thing, man. I remember
Right.
seeing that on your Ohio, like on your Facebook, just from your post, and I was like, damn, okay, that's some good Ohio stat right there. You know what I mean?
So
I never knew that was the dude, the only
He
dude
be
in why.
He know them Ohio stats.
Yeah,
I got one more. Hold on. Oh, was you done?
Oh, no. Go ahead. Go get him on.
I got one more question. Out of Ohio, because you like me, and this is what I love about you. Who your favorite amateur boxer? And I'm gonna let you know mine.
And this is gonna go back.
I want one. I want one. And listen. I'm not talking about in the past. I'm talking about right now.
He's in your sit right now in the amateurs.
You might go say who? Do his name start with an L?
Yes.
That's my bruh.
It's 513. He's been one of the most consistent amateurs right now in our
Real deal? Out of Real Deal Gym?
Yes. Lawrence
Davis? Yeah. Lil, what I've been trying to tell Jeff about him. Bruh, this little bro.
You've been having
Hey, I see him like, bro. I want to say like, I don't know if you hit the million. You probably has hit the $1 million baby. That's out. She used to be at Real Deal Gym.
I just made a post with her giving me a shout out today on my Instagram. You can check it out.
Okay.
Yeah, her dad is my boy.
AD.
So AD. He my boy. So I started paying attention when they went to the tournaments and stuff. And the first time I seen, I'm telling him because I was little Marshawn Hick. I always was hearing about him up there. And I'm like, bro, this little dude Lawrence Davis cold. So I'm telling him, I'm like, man, I just lost a little dude from Pennsylvania. He probably gonna be fighting him. And I'm like, little dude from Pennsylvania was nice. Man, when he did him, how he did him, and showed me the level he was above him, I told AB, I say, hey, bro, that look him. I say he cold, bro. I've been watching Lil Bro ever since, man. Yeah. I'm talking about he is, man. Hey, he amazing, bro.
It's so crazy.
He amazing, bro.
It's so crazy you say that because I got connecting with most of the coaches in the state, and I told them that we need to have a coaches pool where we get the vote for some of these kids and who's the best from our state instead of putting all the pressure on me. Because I think it was the beginning of this year, they had some type of contest with the kids where if you vote, whatever kid get the most votes will win like $20K or something, like athlete of the year.
I've seen that.
Okay, so here was my problem. I had so many kids sending me, Marcus, vote for me, vote for me, vote for me. I rock with a lot of the kids from the state. But to ease the pressure, everybody is not one of the best athletes. Everybody gonna bet on themselves. Of course, you want me to vote for you. But here's the question that I asked the coaches. Who is the best in our state? Who do we think can win gold medal at their age right now if they had to go? And majority of them will just collect the data, who's been consistent. They go come out and say, Lawrence Davis. Lawrence has been one of the most consistent. He's going up in different weight classes. He's number one. So guess what? All the coaches, all the kids, y'all vote for him to be the because they got to
I get what you're saying. You
gotta learn how to recognize somebody that's better than you, uplift,
and don't be biased.
Because that opens up doors for you in the long run. You never know. I say this with Jake Paul. People was, Jake ain't from Ohio. He ain't from. I said, listen, he's from Ohio, and he's gonna come back, and he's gonna give. I said this before it happened. He's gonna open up doors for a lot of these other Ohio fighters, and he came back to Cleveland.
My son of love and his trainer he came back and got Jared, bro.
It was like, Marcus, you know something. I said, listen, just be patient. You got to be able, you don't close doors on nobody. One thing I learned about boxing, you don't burn bridges with anybody because you never know what doors you gonna have to be knocking on. So that's how I always approach. That's how I do with everybody. I don't look down on people. I got more followers than I never look like that because you just never know. So that's how I look at it. But yeah, he is Lawrence Davis. Yeah, I was on it. We was on the same, man. Lawrence Davis.
Yeah. Bro, I love
man. I know a little bit.
Yeah, come on, man. You know I followed you up and comment all that, and I like it, and I like
Marcus. No, Ohio run boxing. I know who he is.
Yeah, and I love him because he interact when you comment on this shit. He don't just leave it blank. He gon' but this is like, I fuck with him, like, and he bring comedy to his boxing shit. He do a lot, bro, and he don't just, and that's what I love, because he let you know the amateurs. Like, I probably got hit to the cartel from Toledo. I probably got hit to their gym because of you, and they got some bad motherfuckers up there too. They got some bad boys, bro. They got some bad boys.
I really appreciate that, man.
For sure.
That's why I do it, man. And I love hearing people say that, because I try to push out those that they're some of the best talent. They don't get that much exposure. But the people who follow me, I try to stay consistent. I'm going to repost certain things I didn't already post because I get new followers.
Man,
the seeing Abdullah, I went to Saudi Arabia to see him. So watching him, 8, 9 years old, become a world champion. That was one of the first ones that I got to see develop from a young age. I missed Rasheed Warren and Broner. I didn't see them, so I got to see Abdullah. And the Lawrence Davis is coming up, and Cincinnati, $1 million baby. If she would have stick to boxing, she would be one of the best female boxers. If she $1 million baby is very,
she like that
to Rasheed Warren. When I see her fight, Rasheed Warren, and I remember her dad, AD, he'll tell you. He said, Marcus, I told him, I said, bro, I'm not comparing her to another woman. I'm comparing her to Rasheed Warren. That's what I see. You know what he told me? He said, that's crazy you said that. He said Mike Stanford, before he passed, he said that's who he compared her to. He compared her to Nuke. And he told me that, and I was like, wow. So that was confirmation, and that made me feel good that Mike said that, and I didn't even know he said that, but that's what I seen out of his daughter. Now, his daughter don't box no more. She really got away from it, and that's a whole other topic we can have where sometimes fathers push him too hard. And away from it, that's a whole.
And what we saw,
and I see AD in the store.
Like your father can be your staple point. Like that can really be.
For sure.
Like,
it can make you or break you, bro.
And that's not to say AD is the reason.
Hell no.
Hell no. AD is the reason for that, but sometimes. We don't know if we're too hard on our kids or not, but I think
because in our heart we want the best. My kids, like my oldest son, he doesn't like to train, but he gets forced to train. Like you don't have to become a professional boxer, but just so that you can, when you need it, you got it. You don't have to be professional. Now my 8-year-old daughter, she's like, when can I get in the ring? Come on, let's go. And I'm like, calm down there, Mighty Mouse. It's all good. But Marcus, before I get into letting you tell us all about Ohio Runs Boxing, how you got started, tell us your story. Before I do that, I want you to give me one either youth, amateur, or pro that you might not know about that you got on your radar that you're like, hey, outside of Lawrence Davis, a guy that a male or female that you're like, man, this kid right here is somebody you need to look out for. Check him out. Give that person, guy or girl, that shout.
I'll give you two. I'll give you an amateur and I'll give you a pro. And these are people that nobody is talking about. Jair Pearson. He's immediate. He fights in the immediate. I think weight. He's probably I think he's 90 pounds. He's been. I think he'd won 4 national champions back to back. His name is Jair Pearson. I will send him to you so you can see him. I love the way he boxes. He's out of Cleveland, Ohio. He's another one, Jair Pearson. Okay. And then you got Dayton. We're going to Dayton, Ohio. This is He was considered to me one of the hardest punchers in the amateurs coming out of Ohio. His name is what is his name? Andrew Zimmett. He go by Jewel King. I was seeing y'all footage on him too. He just turned pro. Now I didn't get no footage on him turn his pro debut. I think he's 2-0, about to be 2-0. or he got another pro coming up, but he's another guy that can punch. He hasn't got down where he's able to cut the ring off against a pure boxer, but he's gonna be a ticket seller based on his action pack. He's just coming forward, throw haymaker, got shots, and he's not. I mean, and when you watch him in sparring, in the amateurs, we knew he was gonna get a knockdown. That's just who he was getting. I think he had about 30 fights in the amateurs, but in 25 of them was knockouts. Like, it was crazy to see this guy out of Dayton doing what he was doing. So nobody's really talking about him. He's running on. They're going, they're moving him real slow. So he's another guy. Those are just two kids that I can, a pro and an amateur that I can talk about. But I got to for them down.
Hey, I got one more question real quick because it just popped up in my head. Who? I know you're gonna say who I know you're gonna say. And then I'm going amateurs.
Okay.
Out of Ohio,
mm-hmm.
Who is the best amateur to you right now? Out of Ohio, I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna say. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, you talking about best amateur of all time? Some are best.
No, right now.
Yeah.
Can I say it for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I think Marcus Luther?
No.
You don't think so?
He's good.
All right.
He's never won in his weight class. He won a national championship. Salim Bay, out of Philly.
I think I seen him. Oh, is you talking about? I don't know if that's a little
bit. Matter of fact,
okay.
Marcus Luther lost to him. That was the last time Marcus Luther lost.
Okay, I think I know.
Marcus Luther is a good fighter, but Salim Bay out of Philly, I think he would be one of the top amateurs in my opinion. Watching all of them together, he stand out because he stayed consistent. Because we used to beat up on him. I mean, he can see this. Yeah. We see this. We did. We used to Team Cartel, Real Deal.
Yeah.
We was having our way with him, and he got better. And shout out to Daru, his coach, his father. Shout out to him. He worked with him and got them together. And he one of the best. He's one of the top amateurs. And then we got Chicago, Joseph. I can't say his name, but it's like an African name. He's from Chicago. He just
dark skin, kind of tall.
Yeah, tall.
I think
198. He moved up.
I think I know. Yeah. I think he's kind of lanky. He lanky like. Yeah.
He just beat DeMario, Tiger's brother. He just beat him. So So overall, those will be some of the guys that I think stand out when it comes to the amateur circuit. Now, all time.
You guys are getting an insight on some good stuff right here, man. I hope you guys are tuning in. You're listening, man. Before we get to the AJ and the Jake Paul predictions, I want to let Marcus just tell us how you started Ohio Runs Boxing. What got you into boxing? What made you such a fan? What made you decide that, okay, not only am I going to love boxing, but I'm going to focus on my state and I'm going to prove Ohio runs boxing.
Right.
Around the globe, it doesn't matter what you're watching, the Zone in Europe, the UK, they always mention Ohio boxing. Always. So Marcus, man, and let us know, man.
Well, it started when I was young, man. I started boxing. My aunt was a groupie. She was. I didn't know that until I got older. That she was dating all the guys with the money. She was in pageants. She was in pageants. So she was in beauty pageants and stuff. So she started to get in the lifestyle where she was meeting all these celebrities, and she got involved with Bobby Heyman. Nobody knew this. Bobby Heyman is Al Heyman's brother. So my aunt dated Bobby Heyman for almost 10 years.
Shit.
As we grew up, we didn't know she was the mistress, So,
Yeah.
I'm just telling y'all my story.
No, for sure.
Get it how you get it. That's what I'm saying.
We all got them type in the family, bro.
So anyway, my aunt, she knew I was meeting MC Hammer because they was doing booking tours for Beyonce, MC Hammer. Before Beyonce came, I was there with the Albie Shore, Montel Jordan. I was seeing all those guys when I would go to my aunt's house and stuff, and where we go to the concerts and stuff. So I was going to some of the concerts, but I wasn't going with all of them. Now, mind you, I'm like 11 and 10 years old. She started talking to a boxer, Jeff Lampkin. Jeff Lampkin is out of Cleveland. No, Jeff Lampkin is from my hometown, Youngstown. So, I'm from Youngstown. She was dealing with him, and I started boxing in the gym because of where Jeff was. And I got hit. I remember getting hit with a body shot by this guy named Jose Ramirez. I think he ended up getting killed. But he was like, he had to be about 13. But I didn't want no more of that. You know what I mean? I did not. I remember that. And I was on the 11. So and I remember she took me out of the gym because she was bouncing. Like, they would have a problem. She'd go somewhere else. But I always wanted to box. So what happened was I got out of boxing because of my aunt. Didn't go back. My dad and mom was together, but they never put me back in boxing. So I left it. I wasn't a part of it. What got me back into it, I remember my dad. That's another thing I mean. My father used to watch Ray Mancini films all the time. Now, I'm from Youngstown. My dad couldn't stand Ray Mancini. So when I was growing up watching his fights, my dad would only play in his VCR the fights that Ray was losing. So I would see Hector Camacho beat me. I would see what's his name? Banabas. I can't say his name. Banabas or Ranavis. But it was a guy that Ray used to lose to. My dad played it religiously in the house. So I would see that on the VCR tape, and then we would see the Marvin Hagler and Tommy Hearns fight. But I've never understood why so many people from my city love Ray Mancini, because all I seen was fighting him losing. So I grew like, why do y'all like Ray Mancini? But that's where my love started, from the boxing, and then my aunt, and then all that. That's how it was supposed to go. But I got back into boxing after me and my son separated. I don't smoke and drink, so it was a little depressing, and me separating from my fiance. She messed up, and we went our separate ways, and we had a son together, and it was devastating for me, man. So I went to a boxing fight with Adrian Bronner, man, and it was around 2012. This was around 2012, 2013, and the rest was history, man. I looked at Adrian Bronner, and I seen the undercard. I just seen a lot of Ohio guys on the undercard. I seen Terrell Boucher, Rasheed Warren at the time. He probably like 6-0. They was just loaded. We had a lot of talent there with Ohio. So I went and did some research, and I started seeing Don King. I started seeing Al Heyman, and I'm like, really? All these guys from Ohio? And I started looking at the newer talent, and I said, wow. I said, man, Ohio run boxing. You know, that was just started going in my head, like, man, we got to run. Because it started with Don King and then Al Heyman. I'm like, they writing the checks. They're the promoters. Everybody fighting under them. You know, they're changing the game. I'm looking at where was Don King when he first got discovered? Okay, he got out of prison, got with Muhammad Ali, and then just took over. He ran the heavyweight division. Then you got Al Heyman, who came from booking, doing tours and stuff, like with booking tour music events. You know, he was doing that with his brother. But that was a part of Al Heyman is the reason why his brother Bobby used to box. Bobby used to be a boxer too. That was another thing. My aunt was with Bobby, but he was boxing. So Bobby used to box too. That was another thing about the history. He was boxing, but he was getting robbed and not getting his pay and certain things like that. But he was still making money on the back end with the tours, booking and stuff like that. But that inspired Al Heyman to get into business because of what was going on with his brother, and he saw what they were doing to him. So that's what drew Al Heyman to start really getting involved. But he still played the background. Vernon Forrest is who got Al Heyman really in there. Vernon Forrest was like, come on, man, you're going to be my first, guy that, So Vernon really pulled Al in there, and that's when Al took off. And then he started giving the fighters the biggest payday. So Al started running boxing. So that mindset, when I started talking about running boxing, I'm like, golly, the fighters can't even they say thank you, Al Heyman, before they say thank you, God.
God, yeah.
I said, my goodness. He came first. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, speaking facts, that is facts. Thank you, Al.
The run boxing came, and I said, and then not only when I said the run boxing, you start to look at the talent. So I started looking at the amateurs. I started seeing the Charles Conwells coming up, the Tiger Johnsons, the Abdullahs and his brothers. They wasn't as talented, but they was just together. And that was the first group of brothers and his father I seen that just kept a close unit. You couldn't even have one interview with just Abdullah or Amir. They always was together. You got to have an interview with all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they stood out. That was a dope seeing that. So when I said Ohio Run Boxing, it's not based on us just winning. It's about everything that we involved ourselves in the state.
Here's what I want to know, Marcus.
Yeah.
How did you start getting into these? Did you just start going to these gyms, start interviewing? Like, you just how did you get going with Ohio Runs Boxing? Like, what made you go forward as far as like for Bourbon and Boxing? We've been doing it about 2 years now, 3 years altogether since COVID.
Yeah.
Me and my guy Spade been doing it for about 2 years now. We're trying to figure out how do we start approaching these gyms? How do we start doing these interviews? How do we get the respect, to get on that level to where people are like, yeah, we'll fuck with you, we'll do interviews with you, stuff like that. How did you put your foot forward and say, you know what, I'm going to start going to these fights. I'm going to start going to these gyms. Like, what made you, how did you get?
Well, it started because I had the Al Heyman effect. See, I learned from Don and Al Heyman. What I mean by that, I used both of them. What do I mean by that? Let me break that down. Don King was known for wearing the biggest hair.
Yeah.
He's the biggest promoter. Okay, that's where my hat comes from. It's going to stand out. Wherever I go, the hat is going to stand out. They're going to see me. People run up to me to take pictures. It stands out. 2 was being the brand. Knowing boxing for one, but the brand. Fire. I had a lot of fire. Every time I use a lot of my posters, you're going to see fire. Anytime you see fire, you're going to think of Ohio, because that's the trend that I pushed out for.
So you was big on marketing,
right?
Basically, market your brand, get your brand into people's head, and then start from there.
But hold on, not only that, but the boxers helped me because I didn't focus on just the top guys. Buster Douglas came in. He started commenting. Kelly Pavlik started commenting on my page. All these boxers start connecting. But hold on, I'm starting at the bottom. I'm talking about guys that don't nobody talk about. The Boo Boo Cars, the Quinshawn Tollers out of Cincinnati.
Bro, everything.
Nobody's talking about these guys. So I'm hitting the ground hard. So what happens is, if you talk about Quinshawn, guess who's going to see Quinshawn? Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner knows Quinshawn Toller. A lot of fans don't really know. So Adrian's like, who's this guy posting you, Quinshawn? So Adrian will comment under my post because I'm giving a guy that don't nobody talk about, Sean. So now you get all these guys coming in, and then you see this brand that represents the state. See, it's not about my brand represent us. It's not no individual. So when they see Ohio Run Boxing, they say that's us. Yes, I'm the creator, I'm the founder, but I was one of the first brands to bring it about us. Now, to answer double back to get the question that you want answered, is about connecting with people on Facebook that knows boxing. That's the first thing. That's the first thing you want to do. And you talk boxing when the biggest fights come and all that. We chop it up. You write your post. There's people gonna start posting back with you. You connect with them. Rasheed Warren, add him as a friend. A lot of these boxers that used to be boxing, that retired, that's training now, they want interviews. They want to talk to people because now they're in this new round. They're in this place where they don't know what to do. All they knew was to do is fight. So now you see it yourself, Jeff. You will see Steve Cunningham is now doing content. Birdo, Ward, Sean Carter. Most of them have started to do a lot of content. So you'll start catching those guys in the gaps too, where they want to talk now. They did all the fighting. It's time to just get that knowledge out. So it's about being at the right place at the right time, because you got certain guys who don't know the sport that get a lot of interviews, that get a lot of views. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not jealous of that, but that's just how the game is. Sometimes it's about being at the right place at the right time. But my brand, I wanted to be the first brand of the state and just ever to have a brand that represent us. I haven't even sold merch yet. I'm gonna do that next year. Fighters was like, Marcus, we're gonna come up with your stuff, man. What we going? I said, man, I'm gonna do it. I wanted to do it at the right time because dealing with fighters, they always got people's hands in their pockets. It's more than one. So I never wanted them to feel like I was supporting them because I wanted something out of it, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Never, you know, I always do it genuine. I love these guys. I support them. So when I start seeing guys like Willie Nelson and Prentice and those guys, I'm like, man, Marcus, they've been asking for the merch for the longest. When you go? I said, okay. I said, I got y'all. Because now when the fighters start asking for it, it's not me pushing it on them, you know, or the fans, because the fans want it too. The fans, the state want to wear it. So I'm going to do it. I'm definitely going to do it. I'm going to do it in spurts too, because I'm going to have my Ohio Run Boxing brand. I'm going to have the 513 Ohio Run Boxing. I'm going to have the 216 Ohio Run Boxing. So it's going to have a lot of, everybody going to have their own individual gear too. So I'm going to definitely do it. I'm going to push it this year a little bit more. But it's more about just having a vision, though, Jeff, to answer your question. Just have a vision and knowing where to attack. Talk to fighters that don't nobody talk to, because that's how you build your brand when it comes to the boxing community. Because those small fighters that's 8-0, 9-0, nobody's looking at, they're going to accept your friend request. You go to BoxRec, you go look at the guys that's ranked number 20 to 30. Those guys are going to be accepting your friend request on Instagram or on Facebook, and you have real, genuine conversations with them. Hey, man, you got a fight coming up. I see you got a fight coming up, blah, blah, blah. And you build a real, genuine relationship with them.
Yeah.
And
like
that's how you get in there.
And what's so crazy, because that's why I mess with you, because you go from the amateurs to the pros. Like you was just in Cincinnati when I seen when you I think it was Cincinnati versus Philly. And you was here. Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like, but I've been seeing you get around, but I'm just like, yeah, bro, be doing his thing. He don't care if it's a small event. It could be an event and anywhere. Goddamn it, Parchment. He might be there. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. Like that's one thing that explains that whole thing you're talking about, though.
That is the key to build relationships, because those are the people that's going to really support you when you start putting stuff out and everything, like the magazine. I think my magazine can do really great because of my statistics and the knowledge that I have and pushing out for the amateurs. I think it would really do good.
Hell yeah, that'll do amazing, bro.
Marcus, I want to also know, how do you find the time for life and to do this, to balance it? How do you balance it out?
This is a great question, Jeff. This is
that was a good one, Jeff.
Because I was working 2 jobs. I just slowed down. I'm back to working 1. I make good money at my job, so I'm starting about. I don't post as I used to. So you will see me post 2 posts, and be 2 or 3 days you won't see me post anything. Yeah. So I don't post as much as I used to, which I'm going to get back to it, but I'm more of a statistic guy too. Like tonight, I would have been more ahead of the game with the Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, because I do statistics to the point where I'm talking about Anthony Joshua is on 1 when it comes to fighting in America. You know, and then,
one in the US.
Hey, your statistics, and I ain't gonna lie, your statistics to make a motherfucker mad. Especially when it comes to Ohio fighter, you be like, Sean Porter and him was the only one to beat him in the amateurs. Motherfucker be like, well, you won't even say amateur, was the last person to beat Terrence Crawford, and they'd be like, and it was in the amateurs. The motherfucker would probably be like, man, this the pros now. But I'm just going off statistics. I ain't saying win or what it is. I'm telling y'all when the last time you beat him. I ain't saying if it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you gotta you gotta learn. See, I'm still learning the social media too. You gotta know when to troll. You know, because I tell you this. My troll posts get way more attention than my great statistics.
I noticed.
Oh no, it do for sure. It do for sure.
And you mentioned great or good or he the real, bro. Your shit gets blown up, and they're like, "Oh man, you have a fucking mind. Jake Paul ain't shit." You know, people start hating.
I'm gonna tell you this too.
He taking heat on this post.
right. But I'm gonna tell you this with the social media and experience too, because when I first came on the scene, it was my numbers on Facebook was crazy. They deleted my first Facebook, so a lot of people don't know that my first Facebook and the Ohio Run Boxing page was deleted after I think I had 30 to 40K followers on that, which was stupid. And then I upload that. I went back to TikTok and I was on Instagram for a while. But I'm gonna say this: the people who got some of the smallest page have better information, and that's not even some of the guys that got the smaller channels and stuff that I can go on and talk to. they are more knowledgeable, and that's no different than managers and promoters who don't have a big following, but they the one writing the checks. They don't want to go look at. I mean, Jake Paul's who's his manager? I forgot his name. The guy that's the CEO of with MVP. I forgot his name. The bald head guy that be talking in the ring with Jake Paul. I think he I forgot his name, but he's like the face of Jake Paul's brand too. Yeah. But I looked at his Instagram; he only had like 7K. It's like so you can't get caught up in follows. Like that. I got my little 23K on Instagram. I didn't have some. I reached a lot of places and not even knowing that I go beyond 23K. I got a lot of people who know me because I go to these events. I had Mustafa out of Atlanta. He's a great trainer.
I'm here touring the Muslim brothers. Yeah,
I didn't know he knew who I was. He never liked the post. So I seen him in Atlanta when the Masons was down there, Mickey Bay and the Cortez Bay. That was their event in Atlanta. I was there. So I went up to him and shook my hand. I said, "Hey, you don't know who I am, but I'm Marcus, and it's an honor to meet you." And he said, "I know exactly who you are." And I'm like, "Yeah." And he said it was an honor to meet me, and I'm like, "What?" So he don't even follow me. So that was again, fighters sharing my posts, and other people see it. Just because they don't follow you, don't mean they don't see you. Another thing, though, Jeff, my memes, that helps a lot too. I make a lot of memes, man. And it gets out, people share it. So that brand, again, that logo is being shown everywhere. That's how you get your stuff out there. When you make opinions of something, have a brand where somebody is going to make sure you have a logo. I think that's the first thing, because we look at logos and we see them. There's other boxing content that I see. I can see that logo. It's one of, I forgot the guy's name, but he's a man, but he got flames, So when I see a little fire stuff, I'm like, that's almost fire with me. But you got stuff that stand out, and you just be consistent. But you will eventually start touching elbows with everybody, and they start seeing you, and they don't feel like you just somebody trying to come in and take money or trying to use them for views and likes. They really feel like you genuinely love the sport, because at the end of the day, you're gonna get interviews and people that want to touch elbows with you because of your consistency with the sport.
And that's where me and Spade are at, man. We genuinely we love the sport of boxing. Mm-hmm. That's why I started this. And when I started it, he was the first person I had in mind. I said, "Bro, my guy." We connected with each other. 2018, 2019, something like that. Went back at UPS, and immediately we started talking boxing. I'm like, I got like boxing. So we started connecting, and then I started Bourbon and Boxing due to COVID. Bored. I'm like, man, what the fuck can I do? Family life, all that type of shit. I'm like, man, I need to branch out, do what I love, boxing. So I started out as the Sweet Science, and I'm like, that's what I call the podcast, Sweet Science. And then I noticed that everybody had the Sweet Science. I'm like, man, that is so overused. And then I'm going back through my episodes, and I saw an episode I called Bourbon and Boxing. It just kind of stood out. And I'm like, man, two things I love. I love bourbon and I love boxing. Let's combine that shit together. And then I got with my guy Spade. I finally saw him because I had him at UPS. And I'm like, fuck. And then here I go to UDF. I hear Jeff, and I'm like, oh, fuck, there's my guy right there. I've been trying to get a hold of this motherfucker.
Now, hold on. Let me ask you something, Jeff. Do you got a logo yet? Do you have a logo?
I have a couple logos that, I try to get local artists. Like I had a couple ideas, the locker room, the bourbon on the thing, and a boxer kind of sitting there, after a fight type of logo. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't get any local artist. I was willing to pay for it and everything. Couldn't get a single local artist to kind of help me out. Like, okay, I can draw something for you, make you a logo. So I went to AI. AI gave me about 50 different fucking logos. So I got tons of logos that I got. But I don't think we have a permanent, like something that kind of.
I'm gonna give you an idea to start because you in Cincinnati, and my thing is I want to connect with everybody from my state. So when they have amateur events and certain things like that, I definitely would like y'all guys to come out so we'd be together. So people start looking at us as a unit instead of just separate. But I think to help your brand too, focus on the locals events and certain things. Like he just said, Lawrence Davis is one of the best fighters coming out of Cincinnati. Y'all can go to this gym, watch those kids. But the logo, I would love for you to have a 513 on there. That would make. Okay. That's just an idea because this is where you from. It's you're making this is the area. So the 513 with the Bourbon is just the area. So more people will be attracted. Ohioans, when I tell you about Ohioans, some of them just see anything Ohio, they gonna follow. You know,
yeah.
They gonna see a lot of stuff. Just that's 513. Oh man! So you gotta find something that you feel like that's gonna attract the local area, and then you start to go out. You already got the brand. They gonna start seeing it on your shirt. They gonna start seeing like you see this. Y'all see I got the hat. The hat. It's like I can't go nowhere without the hat when I enter boxing ring. They wouldn't even recognize me at times. Like man, where your hat at, Marcus? So that's how you do it. And I think at the end of the day, when we started having events in Cincinnati, I think they got one coming up, the Golden Gloves. Y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta go to there.
I was telling him that too. I was saying because I wanted to do. I was like, man, we should do like start here, like go to Real Deal, go to Cincinnati Golden Gloves, go to Millville, go to different little gyms, and
because the
interview some of those fighters. I know some of the kids. Like I had my son at Real Deal at a little span of time, so I know damn, I can't even think, but Dion, I know Coach Buck Dion, like Wop Daddy, Coach L. So I could go in there and just like, and see what I'm doing and probably support it, like, and then I could probably go down. I could go to Millville, like I know, you know what I'm saying. I know. I don't know if you hip to I can't even think of his name.
Duke Reagan. I think Duke is in Millville.
Duke, not Duke Reagan, but he young, he an amateur. He just won silver gloves. I can't think of my little homie name, but him and my son was once upon a time at the same gym. Like so, and then I'm just going in there with positivity. Like man, I want to put these kids because I told him this time I want to do like start here, and then once we get it like going here, start going to Cleveland. Toledo, Columbus, they interviewing them kids and then make it a worldwide where we in Texas. We going overseas and getting to know kids.
Not to cut you off, Spade, but I'm gonna say
you good.
A lot of guys that I know that's from the Ohio area, they use my brand. They will tell somebody, I'm representing Ohio Run Boxing. And they're man, it's like to open up the doors. You with Marcus people, you representing Marcus. Sometimes you have to do that too to get, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to build something like that where we have all media is good media, not just me. I'm not going to be able to do interviews with everybody. Sometimes I want to put them on somebody else's platform where I can share it. Because the coaches want to they want to vent. They need somewhere where they can vent sometimes. I'm not going to be able to do it. My job is tough already because there's so many great fighters in our state. It's not like we in Iowa with like 6 fighters.
Because I told Jeff, like, I want to go down, like, in the wintertime, December. I know that's when they do the biggest national tournament. I want to go down there and watch our kids and then get other kids, too. Like, damn, like, from different cities that I ain't hit to. Like, hey, can I get an interview with you? Like, can I talk to you? You know what I'm saying? I want to do that type of stuff.
Now, Marcus, I will ask you, with our brand name, Bourbon and Boxing, with a lot of the youth, is that going to is that going to be like something that we maybe need to dumb down to B&B with the youth?
No, I get what you're saying. No, I think when you got something you stick with and it's been catchy, I think Bourbon and Boxing is different. It's catchy and it's something that is passionate because it's something you like. You have your bourbon and your boxing. Yeah. I don't think a lot of kids even can collect because here's the thing. There was only one person, and I'm gonna say this: there's only one person who had a problem with Team Cartel name.
For real?
And I've been hearing Cartel for the longest, and it was never a problem with me. But one guy was like, "Why would he name his kids the gym the Cartel? Why would they call them the Cartel?" He had a problem with that. Yeah. I can see his point, but he was the only person I seen had a problem with the name Cartel with the boxers out of Toledo. I don't have no problem with that. I don't think that's going to be a real big controversy or anything like that. I think it stand out. As long as it ain't smoking blunts with boxing.
Yeah, we ain't promoting it. Yeah, we ain't promoting it. Yeah, we ain't promoting it to the kids. Yeah,
different lines.
Because a lot of kids don't even know what bourbon is. They don't know. And you got a lot of coaches who do the same thing you do. So they're relate right there. You know, they're not going to look at them like, what, bourbon? No, they're going to see you being consistent. They're going to see you at these events. That's where it starts. You can't be, one thing about me, they can't say about Marcus, I'm just a page. I'm more than a page. I am, I'm a ringside. I'm right there with these kids. I'm right there with these fighters. You're not going to sit there and say, oh, he's just a troll to just be on social media all day. I was just in Saudi Arabia. I'm sorry, but I was just in Saudi.
That's what
I seen that too. I said, man,
I saw your post. I knew you was big.
I said, bro,
and I was like, is this motherfucker in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
Holy fuck. I reached out to you that night. I said, hold on, man. You got to give me some insight. Because you're in Saudi Arabia right now. I couldn't even imagine going all the way to Saudi Arabia.
Me either. I've never been out of the country.
I couldn't imagine that. Like that would be a dream, to be honest.
Hey, Jeff, I've never been out of the country, but I believe in this brand that I've started so much. And I knew that would be a good look on me representing those Ohio fighters that's over there in Saudi fighting for a world title.
Yeah, that was Yeah.
So it absolutely was. It caught my attention. I'm sure it caught other people's attention. And it shows your dedication. And that's
dedication, the bad motherfucker.
Boxing to get. That's where I want us to get. But like I said, you know, we try to balance life and work and doing something that we love because, you know, we don't get paid for it. We do it out of the pure love of the sport of boxing. You know what I mean?
So, we don't even talk about, like, it's crazy. Honestly, we don't talk about no views or likes or no. We just do this shit. Like, are you ready to do the show? Let's go. Like, come on, let's talk about it. Like,
that's just how it started because you need to see the passion. You don't need to see the results right away. Let's see how.
Hell no.
You know, that's what
it's just like a rapper, singer, actor, whatever. Like this shit. If you really like it and you really do it just to do it, and you ain't looking for $1 out of doing it, it'll come if it's supposed to come. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I told my wife. You know, she was like, "Why do you keep doing it? You don't, you know what I mean? It ain't go." I'm like, because it's a passion, man. It's something I love. It's my like, you know, it's my out. You know, to get away from my family and all that. And it's something I love to do. I love sitting there watching boxing. I look forward to Fridays and Saturdays and Wednesdays. You know, fights. That's my time. You know what I mean? And it's something that we love to do. So it's like, man, and when she said it, made me think, well, I need to go even harder now.
Man.
That I can't, like, I'm going to go even harder with it now because I got a doubter. You know what I mean? So now I want to prove everybody wrong. I want us to prove everybody wrong because when I talk about bourbon and boxing, it's completely me and Spade.
Hey, guess what, though? I'm going to say this. We ain't never got to prove nobody wrong. We just going to prove each other right. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What we know we can do. As long as we proving each other right, we good, bro. We don't care about whoever, because people gonna think people gonna always have some shit to say or something. Like, I don't give a fuck, bro.
Now let me ask y'all this question. What did y'all say when y'all first seen the Ohio Run Boxing brand? What came to your mind when you seen like just the brand? You feel like, what
man, no. Honestly, I want to say I got hit to you on Facebook because I never was an Instagram guy at first.
Okay.
So and then I seen your page on Instagram, and that's when I started following you. I've been following you for a long time, and I think it had to do with some kids from the city, bro. And I could have probably thought you was from Cincinnati when I first seen it. Like, I never. And then, like, I think a couple years or a year ago, I thought he was from Cleveland or Toledo. Then I'm like, he from Youngstown? Like, damn. Like, that threw me off. Like, damn. I'm like, bro, it's from Youngstown. Like, we all know, like, what's the hub in Ohio. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, dude. He love this shit. And then just following you. and how you fuck with the amateur kids, how you fuck with
Yeah,
every city.
I think
That
that's what
that
really
that
caught my attention.
I think that not the pro shit. The pro shit is cool. I
Yeah,
love you do that. But how you follow the kids, I think that's what really caught my attention. And I think he was just like getting me hip to fighters I didn't know, fighters in my own city that I wasn't hip to, and fighters I was to my hip to in my city that you was hip to. I'm like, damn. So that's really what caught my attention,
yeah.
and I just
You
like
know, I'm trying to. I
no
know.
Diddy. I like your style. I like what type of person you is. You genuine. I see it. You show love to everybody. Like I don't see no hate. Even when motherfuckers is hating on your post, you don't show no hate. You
Yeah,
show
yeah, yeah,
facts. You show facts. You don't show hate. You show facts. You
Right,
feel me?
right,
yeah, yeah.
right.
Just prove
So
them wrong with the facts.
yeah,
You can't argue facts. For me, man, honestly, Marcus, I want to say Eddie Spicer might have been the guy who hit me to you. Hey, man, check out this dude. And then out of nowhere, you show up on my feed. I'm like, oh shit, Ohio boxing. I'm gonna get this dude, a friend request. He, Mark. It wasn't his site, but it was Mark your page.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna hit this dude up. You hit me back. So I'm like, hell yeah. And then I started seeing more and more of your posts. I said, damn, this dude knows. He really lives Ohio boxing. He knows his amateurs. He knows his pros. He's doing his thing. That's what caught my attention with you, and what made me
Okay.
go, okay, this dude is really out doing his thing, doing what I want me and Spade to eventually get to. Like, man, that's where we want to get. That's where we want to get to. We want to get to the gyms. We want to get to the fights, and like be able to go in the background for what do they call that? You get your passes.
Oh yeah,
You
media
to
pass.
actually talk to, ask the fighters questions, stuff like that. Hey, I'm Bourbon and Boxing Spade. I'm Bourbon and Boxing Cowboy, whatever, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. Like, I saw that, and that made me go, all right, we can grow our brand. That's how I want. If I had to imitate somebody, it would be Ohio Boxing.
I appreciate that, man. I
yeah,
appreciate
for
that, man. I
sure,
definitely
for
look forward
sure.
to staying in touch with you guys. I was fast to give you my number. It's not hard to
Yeah,
reach me,
yeah.
man. I definitely I'm sure love to everybody, man. That's just how I am, man. I don't want to burn bridges with nobody. No matter how big I get, I stay humble
Yeah,
because I see a
nah,
lot of
yeah,
people get big headed, man. They act like you can't tell them nothing. I learn from so many people, man. Just listening sometimes. Sometimes I just
yeah.
like to listen. I don't even talk. I like to listen, man. So you can learn a lot from other people, man. So
Yeah.
this was
Hey,
definitely a dope interview.
when he said he had you on the interview, I said, "What the fuck?" Because I ain't never heard Jeff. No lie, I never even had heard Jeff like mention you. Not saying like he ain't know who you was, but I never really. I don't even think I really even said something to Jeff about you like that. Like, so when he said, I'm like, oh yeah, Jeff trying to. I'm like, yeah, Jeff trying to go up a level. I'm like.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
Jeff will say a fighter. Like
reach
I
out
think
to
this is
Paul
bigger.
Watson
This is
and say,
big.
hey, how do
This right
we get to
here,
your level? Yeah.
this coming from me, bro. Having a fighter on here would be cool, but this kind of damn near bigger to me than
Yeah.
having a fighter, bro. Right now, bro. Like
Yeah,
Appreciate
because
for
that.
real, like
you got
real
somebody who got
talk.
the insight, like who lives
Yeah.
that shit. And that's what I enjoy. But before we get out of here, man, before we end the show, man, I want to get everybody's prediction on the fight that's about to show up on here on my Netflix, live on Netflix. About to start. Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. Now, I told you guys I don't really watch Jake Paul fights, but I'm really hoping in my prediction that he gets knocked the fuck out. I'm sorry. Call me a hater. Call me a hater. But I'm really hoping my guy gets knocked the fuck out. Y'all tell me what you think about this fight. Give me your predictions. Who you got? AJ versus
You
Jake
want to go
Paul.
first, Spade, or you want me to
even
go?
be
It
a
don't
fight.
matter.
You can go first. You can go first.
I want this motherfucker get knocked
You
out.
can go first.
Back off. I'm gonna go back here. Let y'all go
Hey,
ahead.
look, I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead.
Oh man, this is crazy. I'm picking AJ. Realistically. I don't see, even if I pick with my heart with Jake Paul, I just can't see it. I can't vision the fight of him going to the body and then hitting up top and him really just making
Yeah.
music I can't see that with Jake against
Yeah.
AJ. But what I can see is a guy who is rolling off punches, who's getting hit sometimes, but he's surviving. I can see him going the distance and probably losing this fight, which is a moral victory. You know, I told people that would make people like Jeff more pissed because Jake is being knocked out.
I can't argue.
So, but the reason why, that's another reason why I feel like when you're fighting a guy who's in there to try to knock you out, his punches is telegraphed. You can see him really loading up shots, trying to really knock you out. So I think Jake is fast enough to really roll off of him. Now, if he get hit, let's see if he's durable. We don't even know if he's durable. We're assuming that AJ hit this guy with a right hand. He's supposed to go to sleep.
Yeah, right.
What if he don't? What if he gets beat up and people say, well, dang, I'm earning respect for this guy, man. This dude is really in here pushing it.
If he goes the distance with Anthony Joshua, I got to give him respect, to be honest. But we all know Joshua does have a glass chin. We've seen him get hit many times in that chin area, and he goes down pretty fucking fast. So, I mean, all these heavyweights sparring Jake said, oh, he got a real punch. Even Terrence Crawford said he can punch hard.
Yeah.
So we take that in consideration. I mean, Terrence saying, hey, this dude is a real, like, he's really putting in the work. He's really getting better, and he's big, and he's got a hard punch to him.
Yeah, I think, but that's what I'm gonna let you come in, Spade. But that's why I think you can be the more skillful fighter and still get knocked out by the less skillful fighter. We done seen that. I mean, not even knocked out. Sometimes you look what Tyson Fury did against Francis, who was an MMA guy. I mean, he was, even though we said he didn't work out, he didn't take the fight seriously, it still happened. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Exactly. Right. Regardless of what he should have never, that should have never even been a fight.
Those type of things do happen in boxing.
Yeah.
Right. So in the hearing what Jeff just said about him being chinny, yes, that could happen. I don't know if it will happen. I don't even know if Jake is going to let his right hand go as much, because I think Jake is going to be more cautious and throwing more jabs than right hands, in my opinion. I think he's going to be more cautious with that hand up. He's going to jab up to the body, up and down, because he's fighting a big guy. I don't even know if he can reach up there and catch it.
That size difference is 6'7", 6'1". That's a big difference.
That's a difference. So, but I think if we putting our chips in. I'm putting money on it tonight, but I'm not losing a lot of money because the odds
if I was
for Jake,
to put money, it would be Jake Paul, just because that payout's got to be.
Listen.
If you put 100 on him, what are you getting paid for that?
Bourbon and chicken is on me, guys. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'll take it.
It's on me, guys. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? Pull that off, okay? So, bourbon and chicken, okay?
I'll be right at your door. The bourbon and chicken. Oh, you, man.
Shit, I'm going with Jake, man. I ain't going. I'm shocking Jeff. I'm going with Jake, man. I'm going with Jake.
With your heart, or you think he can really do it? Is it like, what we going? What we talking about here? Cause
I can't even say I'm picking with my heart because I don't really like either one of these.
The only reason
I got love for Jake, though. I got love for Jake. I'm saying boxing wise, is they're not my cup of tea. I ain't gonna lie. I got love for Jake. I love what he's doing for boxing. I love what he's doing for the city, for the state. I love everything he's doing. I love his hustling skills. I love everything about what he's doing. But in reality, I don't even like Anthony Joshua. Like I'm sorry. He got my first name. But I'm going with Jake, man. I'm going with Jake, man. That's who I'm going with.
I can respect you going with Jake. I told you I'm going with Joshua. Like, if Joshua motherfucker, I don't even know. Like, I'm just gonna walk away from boxing. And he's like, fuck it, I quit. I'm done. If he can't knock motherfucking Jake, we saw what he did in Ghana. But we also know that Anthony Joshua, bro, he's bipolar as fuck. Like, he can come out and look like the best boxer in the heavyweight division, and then he can come out and Daniel Dubai and look like he don't know what the fuck he's doing out there.
Mm-hmm.
Out with an easy overhand. That's my only worry with Anthony Joshua is that he's
I don't think
very
I don't think Anthony Joshua really been training for this fight either because he ain't look too chiseled to me either. How he look, his six pack looking.
Well, nah, I saw him on that thing. He looked chiseled.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that
His six pack kind of look like he had a little flubber on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I might have.
Guys, go ahead and talk this. I'm gonna be right. I gotta go get my charger. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, he chisels, Spade. I think he's still big. I just think his muscles. He's too bulky to me, and I don't think he's as fast. Which is why I think Jake can go the distance with a guy that's bulky and strong. And let's say he's trying to load up on Jake early in the round to get him out of there because it's more pressure on AJ than Jake Paul, in my opinion. You know, I think. You know, it's more.
Unless AJ ready to retire.
Right. So it's like he don't care what nobody say because he's getting a great payday for sure.
For sure.
But here's, I don't know if you saw it on my Facebook, but this is a statistic I use. Buster Douglas from Columbus, Ohio, was in the biggest upset in boxing history. Can we have another one tonight from Ohio in the biggest
upset? That's nice.
In boxing history, we might have another one that might go up to the record book. You know what I mean? So it's real interesting, man. This is the first time I've been excited for a Jake Paul fight. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really. But this one,
y'all making me ready to watch it now. I'm about to go tune in. I wasn't gonna tune in. I just was gonna look and see if he won. I'm about to tune in to it. That's crazy.
Watch it. And
I'm gonna tune in.
You know he won because I'm gonna go Ohio crazy on Instagram. It's going down.
For sure. For sure, man.
Man. So this is good, man. I'm glad y'all invited me on, man, and I had time to do it because my off days is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I work Sunday through Wednesdays at my job. So you know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'm off Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. That's why I'm able to go to these events on Fridays. And Saturdays. It's lined up with the boxing days, man. So like, hey, how this dude do? No, I do matchmake too. A lot of people don't even know I help matchmake certain fighters too. So I actually help them. So I've been doing I do that on the back end as well, man. I got pulled into it. Fighters coming in, I need a fight. Help me get a fight. I'm like, man, I ain't never did that. Make some moves, and before you know it, you getting paid finder's fee. You help them get a fight.
That's live right there. That's something I can see you doing too.
Man. Just learning the game, tough. Man. I'm still a baby. I'm humble. I'm not like I know it all. And I'm going through this thing, man, slow, man. Just slow and gradually. Hopefully I can help a lot of people on the way to the top or wherever I'm going. You know what I mean? So
for sure.
That's how I look at it.
I definitely admire you, bro. You be doing your thing for sure.
I appreciate it, man. It's good to see guys that's from the city. You from Cincinnati? The amateurs, bro. It's beautiful. When you said Lawrence Davis, I'm like, I love to see. I love to hear that, man. That's dope.
I'm locked.
Right space, man.
I'm locked in with the amateur fights, man.
Man, he's special. You got something locked in Cincinnati. Y'all got something big coming out of Cincinnati, man. He already been shot. Now, you know what I'm saying? He redeemed himself. I mean, he ain't lost a beat to me. He ain't missed a beat.
Nah. No, I had showed my dad, like, bruh, this was like a minute ago. I was like, hey, man, I ain't never seen nobody get an 8 count with body shots, man. Have you? And I showed him. I'm like, bruh, he 8 counted somebody with all body shots. I said, it was one fight. Coach Buck was asking, how many right hands can you get? He throwing all right hands, up, hooks, straights. I'm like, bro, he gonna be the one. He gonna be the one.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Give me one.
Seeing this fight coming up. Oscar's like it's frozen up. Come on, man.
All right, guys. I cannot find my charger thing, so we're gonna have to wrap it up before the laptop dies.
Okay, that's cool. Because I want to tune into this fight and these kids.
I see Jay
The fight's about to start anyways, man. We're gonna tune in. Episode 115. Bourbon and Boxing. Thank you guys for joining. Of course, we got our guy, Ohio Runs Boxing.
For sure. Spade, y'all know.
In the
What's
Cowboy
up?
up there, baby. Thank y'all for joining us on this live edition of Bourbon and Boxing, man. It was awesome having you on, Marcus. Anytime you want to be on, man, let us know. I hit you up weekly if you want to be on here. Let's get this motherfucker going. As soon as he said he ain't have a podcast, I'm like, oh, you ain't got a podcast? We might have a podcast for you.
It's coming, man. It's coming. It's number love. I appreciate y'all, man.
For
Now,
sure.
Yeah, hey, Spade, take us out. Do what you do at the end of every show, baby.
Y'all already know, man. Like, subscribe, comment. It ain't nothing to one lick and make it stick, man. Put your finger on the like button, man. And the subscribe button, man. Come and join us. Come and watch. We had our boy Marcus on here. Ohio Run Boxing. The biggest in Ohio doing it right now. You hear me? So let's get it, man. Let's go, man. Watch, join, look at us, man. Y'all like this episode. Tap in.
That's it. That's
See
it
y'all,
right
man.
there, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Marcus, tell them you got a website. Put it out there, man, before we click off here. Tell them how they can get in. Oh, he already off.
Yeah.
All right.
I think he said, all right, brother.
See you. Peace.
Yes, sir.
All right.